Welcome to Solus and Nemo. I'm Noah,
And I'm Jamin.
and today we'll be talking about a very well-known murderer, Jack the Ripper.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Now I've heard about Jack the Ripper before. I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Everyone's heard of Jack the Ripper, killer in England. But when researching, there's a lot of things that I didn't know about Jack the Ripper. Um, So he started off in the killing started in August 1888. Oh, sorry. And his killing grounds were Whitechapel, or like just the around that end of the city of London.
Yeah.
Those districts. Now, so one thing that was weird is that he's so well known, but he's only had 5 confirmed kills.
Yet he's so. Oh, is he only well known because of the murders he left?
Yeah.
How he did it, sort of thing.
Well, okay, so I'll get into that soon. But he only killed 5 people. But so that's the confirmed kills. Most people believe he actually killed up to 11.
Oh.
Because around that time, the areas he was killing in, there was a lot of prostitution in that area.
Right.
And the thing with lots of prostitution ended up being a lot of prostitutes were murdered. But nobody seemed to report it because it seemed like an average thing. Until Jack the Ripper. Now, his killings stood out from all the others because people saw his killings as like that aggression, like the aggression involved in them was beyond human. Like it was evil human could not contain. Because the way he left the bodies is described to be he wanted to humiliate them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard that.
Okay, so on the 31st of August, he killed Mary Ann Nicholas. Alright, yeah, so that was his very first killing. Then the second one happened in September 8, which was Annie Chapman. Now, this one was a bit more aggressive because, like, Mary Ann Nicholas was mutilated. Like,
Yeah.
what we see as a crime of passion happened, but it could be told that it was, like, it could be seen that it wasn't a crime of passion, it was just pure. Like,
Yeah.
no motive, just aggression.
Yeah. He, like, what? Cut into them and stuff, sort of thing?
Oh, just several stab wounds.
Yeah.
Now, with Annie Chapman on September 8th, he removed her womb
Oh.
as well as mutilating, which made people realize that he had knowledge of human anatomy. He at least knew the basics of human anatomy.
Yeah.
So, and then not long after this death, he sent a note. On September 27th, he left a note. So, like, just under 20 days later. So, 19 days later, he left a note. So this is a quote from the letter titled, "Dear Boss, I keep on hearing the police have caught me, but they won't fix me just yet. I have laughed when they look so cleverly and talk about being on the right track. The joke about leather apron gave me real fits. I am down on whores and I shan't quit ripping them till I get buckled. Grand work the last job was. I gave the lady no time to squeal. How can they catch me now? I love my work and want to start again. You will soon hear of me with my funny little games. I saved some of the proper red stuff in a ginger beer bottle over the last job to write with, but it went thick like glue and I cannot use it. Red ink is a fit. Enough, I hope. Ha ha. The next job I do, I shall clip the lady's ears off and send them to the police officers. Just for jolly, wouldn't you? Oh, just for jolly, wouldn't you? Keep this letter back till I do a bit more work. Then give it to then give it out straight. My knive's so nice and sharp, I want to get to work right away. If you get a chance, good luck. Yours truly, Jack the Ripper. Don't mind me giving the trademark. P.S. Wasn't good enough to post this before I got all the red ink off my hands. Curse it, no luck yet. They say I'm a doctor now, ha ha. Now, the thing was... So, what's interesting about that is he named himself Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
Now, the thing was, you know how he said, don't release this till I've already done more work?
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, they released the letter on October 1st. So he killed somebody on September 30th. They released it after he'd already killed. They pretty much listened to him.
Yeah.
Now, the thing with... Oh, so on September 30th, he killed Elizabeth Stride. But he only slit her throat. Because, instead of mutilating, because it seemed as though he had been interrupted. But 45 to 50 minutes later, the body of Catherine Eddowes was found. Her uterus and her left kidney were removed, and she was again also mutilated.
Wow.
But, so most people actually didn't think that he killed Elizabeth Stride. And it'll explain why he actually did later. But, the first piece of evidence that was left was when he left behind a piece of Catherine Eddowes' apron.
Okay, apron.
Yep.
Okay.
Now that'll come back later, remember that. So, not long after, so pretty much the next morning, he left a postcard. I was not cutting, dear old boss, when I gave the tip. You'll hear about a saucy Jackie's work tomorrow. Double events this time. Number one, squealed a bit. Couldn't finish straight off. Had no time to get ears off for police. Thanks for keeping the letter back till I got to work again. Jack the Ripper. Now, the first letter was actually believed to be fabricated. The second one could not be fabricated because the public had no idea about the two murders yet.
Yeah.
And now because he's referring to himself as Jack the Ripper, and this letter seems to be in the same writing style as the last one, they seem to be from Jack the Ripper.
Yeah.
And then on October 16th, the George Lusk, who was the leader of the Vigilant Committee, he received a letter titled From Hell.
Seems nice.
Okay, so, quote from this, Mr. Lusk. Sorry. Oh, so. I send you half the kidney I took from the one woman, preserved it for you, 2 other pieces I fried and ate it was nice. I sent you the bloody knife that took it out with. You only wait a while longer. Signed, Catch Me When You Can, Mr. Lusk. So it was, this postcard was delivered in a box, and the box also contained a kidney. Now remember earlier on how he'd removed the kidney?
Yeah.
So things were starting to fall together, except this was all a prank from a medical student.
Oh.
That whole letter. And the kidney. Because he's medical students had just
kidneys
give
lying
kidneys? He just had kidneys lying around for medical students. Send this one as well. See, look, killings are going on and people aren't scared. They're like, yeah, let's have some fun with this. Let's send this guy a kidney in a box.
What the hell is
Arrest
wrong
him
with
anyway.
people?
That's messed up.
Yeah.
November 9th. Mary Kelly. Her body was found, disemboweled. Now, this is the last known murder. Okay. Now, the thing with this one, so this was the most brutal.
Mm-hmm.
She was disemboweled, first off,
Yeah.
and skinned down.
Skinned.
He skinned her. And the owner of the apartment found her and had said that I'd never be able to get this image, the image of her out of my head.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you see a skinned human, that's gonna happen.
Disemboweled skin human.
Now, so he'd been getting around, especially that double killing night. He'd actually gone back sort of in the direction of the first murder. Either to taunt the police or maybe he lived around there. Can never confirm. They checked all the houses and never found evidence of anything. But, obviously, killing so many people, you're getting a lot of footwork in. Now, London's busy. People would have seen him. People believe they did, and majority of the people who say they witnessed him, these are the only things that seemed consistent. He's between 25 to 35 years old. He's around 5'5". He's heavily built, had a mustache, and a nice complexion. Fair complexion. Now, the way he killed showed very good knowledge of human anatomy, and because of all of this, there were 3 suspects at the time. All of them could not be proved. Now, why people reckon he lived around the area of his killings was because they were all within a mile of each other.
Okay.
Each killing wasn't very far away. Oh, and another fun fact, each murder was covered with a newspaper. Because literature was getting big, so he put a newspaper on all of them. So there has been more than 100 suspects. None of them to this day have been proven. So yeah, his murders seemed more like hateful killings done by a sociopath. And by the looks of his killings, he wanted to humiliate women. Now, in 2011, a detective, Trevor Marriott, he started looking into the case, but there was a whole big thing when he was denied uncensored files. Well, the reason for the reason he was denied this was because it had protected police information that would later on need to be used for a testimony if they ever found him. Alright, so yeah, so the police names were going to be used for testimonies if Jack the Ripper was ever caught. Now, in 2014, so 4 years ago.
4, okay.
Apparently we should be able to figure out who it was by next year. But in 2004, there was an author who went by, an author whose name is Russell Edwards, who was pretty certain he'd figured it out, because he used a piece of apron that was found. He found DNA on it. Now, he had a suspect. He was a posh immigrant, Aaron Kosminski. I can't pronounce that. Kosminski. Kosminski. Yeah, Aaron Kosminski. But the tests are still yet to, further testing needs to be done on the DNA before we can confirm it. And that's the story of Jack the Ripper, leaving behind messages for the police to try and find him, taunting them, sort of. And a medical student who probably should have a psychologist.
Yeah.
He starts killing people.
Because we found it funny delivering a kidney in a box to somebody who clearly knows something.
Oh.
something.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I'm pretty sure in Skyrim they put a reference to this guy,
Jack the Killer.
Ripper.
Yeah. Jack the Killer isn't. No, it's Jack the Killer. That's a different guy. We could do him later, even though he's not real.
Not real. Oh well. But yeah, this guy in Skyrim in Windhelm, he's called the Butcher.
That's another thing. People actually believe that it was a butcher in that area
Okay.
because of like his obvious knowledge of knives, and that's how he could have got knowledge of anatomy.
Yeah. Probably.
So that was just, but to this day, so he, some people actually believe him to be this guy in Australia. I forget who or why, but oh well, the timeline matches up perfectly with this guy, a guy living up in Brisbane.
Okay, that's.
Like he'd be very, very, very old
Yeah, he would.
if he's not dead already.
Probably.
I reckon if I was Jack the Ripper, he seemed to like to taunt the police, so I reckon when he dies, he will have left behind something that explains who he was.
Yeah. Sounds like that sort of person.
And he was believed to be very well dressed, like dark suit and top hat.
Oh, okay.
So you know how you always see like the pictures of like Jack the Ripper, and yeah, well, it's because that's how they believe he dressed. There was a lot more to him in what I was researching than I actually knew prior.
Yeah, I knew some of it, and that was a lot of new stuff. Because everybody just knows the basics, really.
Everyone knows that he killed prostitutes.
Yeah.
And I was watching this thing that they were going around to the killings, like where they are now. One of them they can't get to because when they were recording it, construction was going on. Another one they couldn't because it seemed to be in a schoolyard. It's built where it was. That's the one who was had the kidney and uterus removed. Yeah,
Right.
schoolyard, real school friendly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so Jack the Ripper, probably the biggest unsolved murder case, other than the Somerton Man.
Yeah, I was about
I'd
to
say he's quite up there with Somerton Man. I don't know which one I'd prefer be figured out. To be honest, which one would you prefer?
That's a tricky one, though. Probably the Somerton Man, because they've done so much on it and they still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, and there's so many theories. But, okay, so we did this with Albert Fish, we did this with other people.
Other people?
I forget who else. We gotta rate his name. Jack the Ripper.
What? Yes.
Out of, what do we say? Out of
10, I think.
No,
it was
we-
just, no, was it?
out of 14, I think. 'Cause
Why
it's-
14?
Because it's a useless score.
Useless.
It's like doing it out of 7. Have you ever watched Boo Review on YouTube?
No.
They always they do like paranormal videos, and they rate it out of 7 because it's the most useless rating you can give something.
Okay. I think
Let's go out of 14.
out of 14. Let's go 9.
Why 9?
I don't know, it's just... It's creative, but not as creative as some of the other ones, you know? I think...
What are you saying? Albert Fish is more creative?
Yes.
Really? No, we gave Albert Fish low marks. I hated Albert Fish's name.
Really?
Yeah, I think I gave him a 2.
Oh yeah, we did too. Yeah. We did give him a 2.
What, you want to change his score?
No.
Hmm?
I just remembered that we
Who
gave
else
him
have we
a
done?
2.
We've done Albert Fish, and
I can't remember.
what other murderer have we done?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
You seem to do them all.
What? We've done Weepy Voice Killer.
Oh yeah, that was the highest one we gave.
Yeah,
so far.
Weepy Voice Killer. I think I gave him an 8. Well, if I didn't, he gets an 8.
Yeah.
No.
I thought it would be higher than that because we're doing it out of 14.
Let's go an 8.
8?
Yeah.
No, well then I have to subtract the thing. I'll put this one down to 5 then.
I've had Albert Fish at 2, Weepy Voice Killer at 8, and I'm gonna put Jack the Ripper.
I put him at 5.
I'm gonna put him at 10.
10.
I like the name. Just
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper.
Mm.
Like, Jack is... The origin of the name Jack is what you would call someone if you didn't know their name.
Oh yeah.
So pretty much, Jack the Ripper means I am an unknown person who is going to tear people apart. Like, now that's like Weepy Voice Killer. I kill people and cry. Albert
Yeah.
Fish. You're not even a fish. Jack the
Yeah.
Ripper. You don't know me and I'm gonna kill you. Not just kill you, but mutilate you. Now you see why I'm giving it a bit higher?
Yeah. Yeah, I see.
And that dog.
That dog. Yeah.
Yeah, so what knowledge have you known of him prior?
Well, just the basic stuff, really.
So that he
So-
killed prostitutes.
Yeah, and mutilated them, really. It's all, like, because I haven't heard or even thought about him for so long.
Yeah,
This
like,
is sort of the...
when researching, I was trying to prove you wrong by researching a place.
I know.
And then straight away I ended up thinking, oh, Jack the Ripper is cool. So I went from searching up a place to searching up the biggest unsolved murderer. Since Somerton Man isn't a murderer, he's just a murder case.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yep, so I think that concludes the... Oh god, how many episodes?
I don't know. We've,
So we have
Somerton
Somerton Man,
Albert,
Albert Fish,
Mystery,
Spot,
Spot,
Weepy Voice Killer,
Ocean.
Ocean.
And
So
then
this
this
should
one.
be 6.
Should be. But I think... Wait, didn't we say 6 before?
Did we?
I
thought
can't
it was
remember.
5. Oh god, well, this is either 5 to 7. Between that mark, this is that episode.
Yeah.
And your topic next week?
Yeah.
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 you gotta figure something out now.
Yes, I do.
Ah.
Okay.
And that is it. Goodbye.
Bye.